question for you. I read this a long time ago. Is it true that there are legal service, like one of the most secure and legal sex work's position is providing sex work to the disabled?
Yeah.
Because like I was reading this thing that said sex work is basically illegal everywhere. However, there's like this carve out that allows medical practitioners to go to men and women who are disabled and provide them sexual release.
Sex work is not a human right. Sex work is not a human right, and it's paid for by the government. Then the government's just pimping you out.
Have you ever heard that?
But yes, most of our most of our clients are disabled, and they're seeking.
Most of them.
Most of them, they're disabled in some way, shape, or form. Either they're impotent, or physically dealing with like something like MS or anything. And this is their way of seeking, pleasure. And I'm more than happy to provide that because I'm comfortable with my sexuality. I'm comfortable with myself. It doesn't bother me.
Most of your or most clients in general, in your experience, are disabled people?
In my experience, just from doing like participant observation studies independently, of course. I'm working on 4 hours of sleep right now. I'm sorry, my mind is like all over the place. But the women that I have spoken to and the few gay men have told me that most of their clients are disabled or people that deal actually, which I already know what you're going to say after this, people that deal with anger issues. Because, of course, if you deal with anger issues, they go there, their anger issues are released, they go out feeling way better. So I believe that the anger issues in this world, the mass shootings, the everything, like the abuse, all of this going on, sexual frustration. I had a friend who was a dominatrix a long time ago. She told me that a lot of her clients were very powerful, wealthy men who never, in no area of their lives could experience domination, and that's why they went to her. And it wasn't overtly sexual. It was like she would make them clean the floors and stuff like that, and they'd pay her thousands of dollars. Yeah, that was another one of my jobs as well. That's crazy. It's crazy. Some super rich dude is like, I will mop your floors.
I want to be degraded.
Yeah.
The shame culture is just very distasteful, in my opinion.
There was one moment where rent was due, and so she calls a guy yelling at him, saying, where's my check, slave, and things like this. And he's like, I'm sorry, saying, mistress, whatever. And she goes, I want it overnighted now so I can pay my bills, and I want $3,000. It's like, anything you say. Yes, mistress. Sent her a check. Yeah. But the guy loved it. And he was like a millionaire. We love it too. We love it too.
Our society has gotten so off the path.
It's so weird.
It's crazy. People are not getting married. They're murdering their babies. They're asking to be degraded and mop people's floor and then pay for it. What's going on?
The politicians that are against this, they think that us sex workers don't know who they are when they come and see us. We know who they are. It's the same ones that are voting against these bills.
I hope they continue to vote against these bills.
But while participating in it?
While participating.
No, I think there's a whole other problem with that. That's gross.
There's so much hypocrisy.
Look,
of course, in politics.
You might argue it's good they're voting against it. You might argue it's good they're getting the services. My view is get the hypocrite scumbag politicians out of there.
I think we all agree on that.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Woo, go team.
Yeah, you get a politician who outright says it's wrong and we shouldn't do it, who doesn't participate and votes for it, and then you get a guy who says it's good, it's fine, I do it, I got no issue with it, and that's whatever, just be honest about it.
You know what, that's very ironic, because it's not ironic, but that's very common on the extreme far right of the aisle, where they're extremely, this has just been a funny thing, the same hypocrisy, where they're like, we hate gays, we're so against gays, and then they all come out as like secretly gay, playing male prostitute, like it's crazy. I agree. No hypocrites. Just live the life, live the words that you speak. And if you don't believe in what you're saying, then don't say it.
So let's talk about the technological development here. OnlyFans.
Yeah.
So I view OnlyFans as prostitution. It's
survival sex work online.
But why is it survival? I mean,
how's it survival? We're making millions.
Yeah, there are tons of stories where one woman was a police officer making $50,000-$60,000 a year.
School teachers, nurses, and they're like, "Wow, I'm making six figures now."
Yeah, they lying.
They're not making that money. You don't think?
You could tell a media outlet how much you make, and they could just publish it and not. They're
sure.
lying.
People are throwing a lot of money on OnlyFans.
They have
if
photos.
you say you make a lot of money, that means you're telling them you have really good content to offer. And 99.9% of the time, do you really? I mean, who believes the fucking media? I'm sorry, but who believes?
Well,
the media?
if I'm looking at a woman who they show a bunch of photos of her as a police officer, Then they show a bunch of photos of her scantily clad, and she's living in a big house. Sure, maybe she rented a fake house and is pulling a fast one, but there's tons of these stories. So at the very least, it may be the outlier, but there are women who are like, wow, OnlyFans money.
Yeah.
Was it Black China who made like $8 million a month or something?
Oh, I'm sure there absolutely
but
are.
hold on.
Those like the top.
The top accounts like that, I don't think are sexual. There's celebrities.
A lot of teasing. They'll wait like 20 years just to see a nipple pop out.
No, but some of it, a lot of it is, there was some minor, this is a crazy story. There was a minor who said, as soon as I turn 18, I'm posting on OnlyFans, made $1 million overnight. And people were like, well, hold on a minute. How did you get all that content on midnight, unless you made it when you were a minor, in which case.
Child pornography.
Right. But.
That's gross.
Oh my gosh, there's so much I want to touch on that topic. Like, when it comes to Twitter, first of all, I cannot tell you how many accounts I have had to tell, like, in the comment section, like, stop posting your links or your pictures in the comment sections where there's Twitter is 13 plus. Like, I cannot stress this enough. Twitter is 13 plus. They need to get the hell off that platform.
That's
Twitter,
what
like that is just not the place. And because of Sasta Fosta, that is what caused the influx of all of this. The influx of OnlyFans, the influx of all of these people on a site for 13 plus is because they can't have their own site.
I would disagree. I would say it was the degeneration of society that has, and the sexual
it's been there.
liberation
It has
of women.
been there.
Well, I think the
Girl, it has
sexual
been
revolution combined with the recent degeneracy of society and the reducing marriage rates, the reducing child rates, people not having as many children, they're not really getting married as much, they're not staying married. I think all of this combined has led women to this idea of, I don't need no mans, I can make all my money by selling my body, I'm an independent woman. And it's a mix between the original feminist idea of, well, not even feminist, just traditional femininity, the original idea that like women shouldn't be forced to work. We should have the option to stay at home.
Right, we shouldn't be forced, but we should have an option.
But
do you know why? Yeah. Do you know why prostitution is even illegal?
Because it's wrong.
It's illegal
because you're buying sex from someone, which is wrong.
It built the West. It built the entire West. So when Prohibition began with alcohol, they also outlawed prostitution. What happened is sex workers started building brothels, and then they started building schools, and then they started building churches, and then they started building homes and businesses. And the men didn't like the fact that women were making so much money, so they said, we're going to keep this illegal. And here we are.
I have a question. Do you need an ID to be on OnlyFans?
Yes.
So when you sign up for OnlyFans, they say, send us a picture of your ID?
Yes.
Who takes the taxes out?
They send it. They make you.
No, but I mean like a viewer.
Oh,
like,
a viewer?
Yeah, if like someone who wants to watch a woman who pays the $10 a month. Does that?
I had to upload because there's a couple accounts that I paid for.
Oh.
No, there's a couple accounts that I paid for because I like watching porn.
But they made you send an ID in.
The only reason that my account was verified anyways because I was a content. No, that was for AVN. I believe, because I don't have an OnlyFans. That was a long time ago.
We go out on a limb.
They should. Let's just say maybe not.
Because I feel like it's do,
like they should.
Oh man, is
when it comes down to like
Android?
porn sites, I believe that they should absolutely not show any nudity until you verify the same way that a porn star has to verify with her account. They have to not only just show their ID with a picture of yourself upside down, but your account has to be written on a piece of paper, and you as a viewer should have to do the same thing. I mean, like, it's literally that easy. There should be absolutely nothing.
I would agree with
seen.
that wholeheartedly.
And
that
you should at least
people
have to
should have to submit information and be of age before consuming porn, even though I think like porn should be
just not old enough.
Completely wiped away. But
18's not old enough.
I don't think.
But it's old enough to consent to regular sex. You think?
I think that it's old enough to get married. I think that you're old enough to make that choice if you want.
So
but
how do you even
the brain development? It really just falls into brain development, and porn producers are very.
What's the OnlyFans app called?
Assholes.
Is there even one? I don't know. It's not coming up on Apple or Android.
Really?
Is it a website?
Maybe it's shut down.
Maybe
they heard us.
I thought it was. It was just a website.
It's just a website.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I have no idea. Okay.
I have zero.
I
used
know
all my Twitch
like
Prime
AVN
subs.
And Chatterbait, but AVN shut down.
I thought it was an app.
Oh my god, I lost
I'm
my
a
train
Twitch
of thought.
girl.
So my thing is, if hypothetical because I don't know. I guess I'll have to look into it.